It was a beautiful sunny day out. It was Thursday, and I was looking forward to the weekend. I was in math class, and I get a text from my dad saying that he needs to talk to me now. And the thing with my dad is he never texts me anything like that. So I just remember having this feeling and pit in my stomach that something was wrong. So I asked my teacher to step outside and asked if I could talk to him, and she said yes. And I just remember shaking. I didn't know what was wrong, but my dad, I never ever got messages like that from him. And I called him, and he was out in California at the time visiting his dad and a lot of our family that we have out there. And I just remember calling him, and the first thing he said was Grandpa Sione collapsed. He is now in the ICU. We are not sure what's wrong with him, but you need to come out here because we're not sure how long he has. And I remember dropping my phone and dropping to my knees and crying. A background story of my grandpa is he has been one of my rocks and biggest inspirations in my life. And I just remember my dad asked me, "Can you please call your brothers and tell them, or talk to your brothers?" Because my brother was a freshman at that point. So I went to his class and I pulled him out of class and I told him, and he just started hysterically crying. And we both said the same thing, that we needed to leave. So I called my mom, and I just remember bawling, and I was like, she was in Minnesota, so I called her and I was like, please, like, I need to leave. I need to go see Papa Sione. Nothing else matters right now. And I couldn't end up getting a flight until the next day, and we had a basketball game that night. And I remember I did not want to play. I was so against it. I literally went to my coach and I was like, hey, look, this is going on, and I'm in shock, and I don't know what to do. And she was like, okay, but just come to the game, and you can sit on the bench, you don't have to play. And I was starting varsity, and I remember feeling embarrassed, like I don't want to let my team down, but I honestly don't know how to deal with this. So I called my dad and I talked to him, and I talked to my aunt, and she told me, you know what, Papa Sione would want you to play. He would want you to play in that game, so you get in there and you play for him. And I just remember I was like, yes, I'm going to do this for him. I'm going to go in and I'm going to play my hardest, and then I'm going to go the next morning and go out to California to see him. So that actually ended up being one of my best games. I had 25 points. I was double double, 25 points, 10 rebounds, and I think I had like 6 assists. But I played really, really well. But I just remember through the whole game, literally all I could think about was him and going as hard as I could and trying to make him proud. And so that's exactly what I did. And I am glad I played, but I collapsed after the game crying. Um, just because of everything that was going on. So the next day, me, my little brothers, we ended up flying out to California, and the first place we went was the hospital. And I just remember walking into his room, and he was on all these machines, and I started crying again. And I just remember thinking to myself, why do bad things happen to good people? And I remember literally just crying out to God, asking Him for guidance and advice and just peace, because I was really angry with Him. And my little brothers, I had to be strong for them. I was comforting them the whole time, but we later then found out a week later that he ended up having lung cancer that no one knew about, and he only had like 2 weeks. And at that point, I was supposed to go to prom with a senior. I did not end up going with him. Nothing else mattered, just to be unless it was to be there with him. That was the only thing that mattered. And I remember after I found out, I went in, and we didn't get a. In my opinion, I feel like we didn't get the proper chance to say goodbye to him where he was talking back to us. Now, he was on all the machines, so I did go in and I held his hand and I told him I loved him, and I just remember how cold he felt. I never felt that before, but he just felt super, super cold, and it was really hard to see him like that. And then my little brothers and family all came in, and we prayed over him, and we were just there throughout the next couple weeks until it was his time to go. And I just remember crying and yelling and just being so angry that he was getting taken away from us. But he was in pain, and that's one thing that I am at peace with now. And I did come to peace with after we found out about that, and after I got all my yelling, screaming, and just kind of my shock out of myself. I really thought to myself, you know what? He's going to be out of pain because he's in a lot of pain, and that's the best thing he needs. But I just remember I was sad for months after that. But I was at peace with knowing that he was going to heaven and he was going to be okay. And if you have any loved ones around you and people you care about, tell them you love them. Tell them that you want to spend time with them more. Granted, I know we're in a pandemic, but maybe after, just make a conscious effort to do that, no matter how far they live away from you, because you never know when they're going to get taken away from you, and you never know. And that feeling of having someone that you love so much taken away from you really hurts, and it's a really hard thing to do. So I challenge you guys, hopefully when you guys get the vaccine, that you can go and see people that you love and care about. Go see your grandma, go see your grandpa, spend more time with your mom, your dad, your siblings, because at the end of the day, having people around you that you love and care about and that are healthy is such an underrated blessing. And I think that that's one of the most important things in life, is to be surrounded by people you love. And when it's their time to go, it's really hard. I'm speaking from experience, so just, get out there and tell the people you love and care about that you love them. Thank you.